We look to race number 7, surface switch again, back onto the turf over the 1400 metres for the Class 4 runners. HK Dragon carries the top weight again and a wide draw again too. Let's Do It's place 2 from 2 in this grade. Wide Blue Yonder has a tongue tie going on. Leslie up to the 1400 metres for the first time and is first up for the season. Sparky Star comes back in trip. Super Red Dragons placed 5 from 9 course and distance. So You Trust has had the 3 trials. All Is Good has the blinkers going on. And Red Impact to Tom, he's had a stable change from David Hayes to Jamie Richards. He'll have his first runners at Sha Tin on Sunday.
He will, and Fireball, he actually showed some pace last time out, and he's quite well rated now for mark of 43 because his last win was off 51. Leslie should get a nice run through on the inside there, and All Is Good. I think the blinkers should help him. Looks a little tricky, Paul, for a couple there. Stand Up and Wide Blue Yonder coming into this stand-up sort of races midfield, and Wide Blue Yonder did go forward last start.
He did, and he has gone back in the parts, and he did race better, I thought, when he went back. It's just he'll try and get some cover midfield. So You Trust, he's a first starter here in Hong Kong. He's had 3 trials. He'll look at a midfield run as well.
An interview is where we start with, and that interview is with the trainer of All Is Good, Francis Loy. And Nick asked him if all is good with All Is Good.
All Is Good is a steady improver for your stable. You opted to put the blinkers on this weekend.
Honestly, you know, he's you look at his last few runs, he seems a little bit hesitant when he passed the line, you know. And the jockey always think about try blinkers. So we tried this time.
Has he always been just a little bit of a slow burner? Has he just taken a little bit of time to sort of come to himself, this horse?
Yeah, honestly, he's just like that, you know. Because in race, after the race, the jockey always said, you know, if you give him a little bit pressure, he might go keen. They always try to relax him, so he always have a little bit of thinking.
And from gate number 5, I mean, he's been ridden relatively prominently. Do you see yourself, or Zach anyway, being quite positive on him this time, perhaps with the headgear?
Yeah, I think the gate is okay, and Zach also know him well. Even earlier this season, he been have a very trial with him, you know.
The handicap has not been too harsh on him. He's only put him up a pound as well.
Yeah, I think he's okay.
Away from him, obviously, Golden 60 very much all the rage. How's his work progressing, Francis? When might we see him at the trials?
He's okay, and I wait for the grass trial this month, and he's healthy at the moment.
And ahead of his intended return in the Jockey Club Mile, how many trials might he have, Francis?
Maybe think about 2 trials before the race. Yeah.
But have you been happy with him since the off season?
Yes, happy with him.
And I guess with all the big races penciled in, obviously the big day coming up in December, that would certainly be his main aim.
Yeah, looking for that.
How excited do you still get about this horse, Francis?
Hopefully he still can keep the form. You know.
Plenty to look forward to, I suppose. It'd be great to have him back on track.
Yeah, I think it's a tough race in future, but we'll see.
We will, and we'll get to see California Spangle taking one again too, Tom.
Yeah, that'll be certainly a highlight to coming up for the next couple of weeks, seeing those 2 clash. It'll be fantastic.
It will indeed. All right, we get back to the replays now here, Paul. This is Indigenous Realm. Good effort from back in the field. Much better draw this week too. Yeah,
so that's going to help him a lot. He goes in from barrier number 3. He got well back. He hit the line strongly. And I thought HK Dragon didn't do too badly as well. And he's a horse who did win 2 starts at the back end of last season, so he'll be fitter for this run.
I wonder if they're a bit closer this time with Indigenous Realm, because they had to take him all the way back from what was barrier 11 last time out. He's come up with barrier number 3. And HK Dragon, he sort of stayed on with him, but certainly Indigenous Realm wanted, I think, to take out of this race.
Manfred Mann trained galloper. His draws lately 12, 11, 5, 13 and 10. As Tom said, barrier 3 this week. Off to the trials we go here, Tom, and this is Wide Blue Yonder. Over the 1,000 metres down the straight at Sha Tin.
He was up near the speed in this trial as well. You can see that. I think it's the Irishman there on the far side with Beauty Fit, and they go around later on. And he comes into this with the tongue tie being fitted back on. Nothing wrong with the trial, I thought, leading into this. So he was shaken up a little bit there late, but I wouldn't be too concerned about it.
No, and he has looked good last season, didn't he, this horse? So look, I'll put him in. I think he can go well. He did win second up as well.
David Hayes trains. Sylvester de Souza with the ride on Wide Blue Yonder. Are you with All Is Good? You've always had a bit of time for him.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with him, and I like the fact the blinkers are on him. So Zach Purton jumps aboard. He's on top. All Is Good. And Wide Blue Yonder, he just needs a bit of luck from his draw. So there are options for him. Indigenous Realm and HK Dragon coming out of the same race. 10, 3, 6 and 1.
Yeah, agree with Paul again. I like that the blinkers have been fitted to All Is Good for Zach Purton and Francis Loy. Wide Blue Yonder. Put in Leslie. His trial was okay. He made a little bit of ground late. There was no pressure there. He was wide, no cover last start, Leslie. And Indigenous Realm coming into this off that handy run last time out, drawn nicely here. So 10, 3, 4 and 6.
And courtesy of the better draw and Derek Long winning the feature race on Wednesday night, it is Indigenous Realm at the 3.9 quote early favourite.